Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for a moment of silence.
From Homestead Media, this is HHS In Depth.
Today is Friday, August 18th, and this is the first show of the 2023-2024 school year. To start us off, I'm going to share a quick rundown of today's show so you know what's going on. Meet the newest addition to the Homestead administrative team, Assistant Principal Mr. Werth. Learn about his background and the plans he has here at Homestead. Also, a few tips and advice from current seniors for how freshmen can survive their first year of high school. And even though our school schedule only shifted 5 minutes, you'll learn how students and staff are adapting to the new school day times. We'll bring you those stories along with Down to the Wire and a new segment informing you on all of the progress our performing arts teams and groups have made this year. Stay tuned, all of this and more today on HHS In Depth.
Hello, and thank you for joining us today. This is HHS In Depth. I'm Morgan Gillette.
And I'm Sophia Virgilio. And Morgan, tonight is the first time we head out to the stadium for a big game. I'm sure I speak for everyone when I ask what the weather is going to be like as we start another football season.
Let's bring in our weather reporter, Hunter Wise, now. And Hunter, can you tell us what the weather looks like for those of us heading out to the game tonight?
Thank you, Morgan. Tonight for our very first home game of the season, you cannot ask for better weather. With that kickoff, it'll be 72 degrees and sunny, and it'll cool down just a bit as the evening progresses, but it is the perfect temperature for our very first home game. I'll be back later with our outlook for all of next week. Back to you, Morgan and Sophia.
We appreciate the weather report, Hunter. He'll be back later to give us an update on next week's forecast.
In recent national news, earlier this week in Atlanta, former President Donald Trump and key allies were indicted on felony charges linked to efforts to overturn the 2020 election results in Georgia. The 41-count indictment also names lawyers like Sidney Powell. Trump faces felony racketeering and conspiracy charges, carrying potential sentences of 5 to 20 years. The indictment alleges conspiracy to unlawfully change the election outcome. Trump denies any wrongdoings. This marks the fourth indictment against Trump in 4.5 months. Regarding the wildfires that have swept Maui, Hawaii on Tuesday and Wednesday, search and rescue crews have been discovering almost 100 bodies after only completing 3% of the grounds.
As the school year begins, it is important to remember that it comes with new and exciting challenges. And with those, it can be easy for students to get stressed and fall behind on classwork or other assignments.
To ease your fears, Homestead seniors will share a few helpful tips on how to start the school year off right.
Finding your way through Homestead as a new student can be a difficult task, especially with the ever-changing construction. Luckily, seniors always have helpful advice to make the most of your high school experience.
I think the best people to ask for help if you have a question about a 2-hour delay day or if you're lost in the hallways would be your teachers. There's a lot of student ambassadors at the school, and they usually have their pin on their backpack, and they would be happy to help you.
In addition to finding your way around the school, seniors also are great people to ask questions about how you can get involved.
What makes Homestead so great is the amount of options, the extracurriculars that you can do. Getting involved is what kind of makes the school so great, and that's what helps create the friendships that you're able to make at Homestead. For me, getting involved in cross country was a great way to do that. And I think for anybody, there's so many clubs and extracurriculars and sports out there that you can find anything. You'll be happy doing that and be able to meet some great people and enjoy your high school experience.
All of the seniors agreed that prioritizing your academics is very important, but there are a variety of ways to accomplish this task.
I would make use of the math resource room. It's a great program that we have at the school. And I know it helps a lot of students figure out what they're doing in math and help them get a good grade in that class.
One mistake I wish I hadn't made, I wish I didn't procrastinate work so much the first few weeks of the school year.
While these first few days of high school can be very difficult for new students, hopefully these tips made it just a little bit easier. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Emily Adams.
Thank you, Emily and seniors, for your great advice. Stick around and we'll be right back.
Interested in learning about our new assistant principal? Stick around. I'll introduce you to Mr. Werth later in the show.
Tonight, your Homestead Spartans face off in their very first regular season game against the Carmel Greyhounds.
Up the middle and in for the touchdown. And it is picked off.
Kickoff begins at 7:30 p.m. Catch the game live on YouTube at Homestead Media. Welcome back to HHS In Depth.
Welcome back. Yearbooks are being distributed during lunch throughout this week at the concession stand outside of the cafeteria. If you purchased a yearbook in 2023, you can pick it up there at lunch today.
All students who had a photo taken at registration but did not receive an ID card, Ms. Bay will be passing out student ID cards by grade level at lunch this week. Please listen for the announcement during lunch.
All students, even seniors, the July of 2024 Panama Adventure Trip is currently taking sign-ups. Students interested in whitewater rafting, ziplining, surfing, snorkeling, and more should contact Mrs. Bush at the email address shown here for more information, and to be added to the email list as they plan their call-out meeting. Scan the QR code for more information.
Are you ready to travel? You have an opportunity to go to the South Pacific next summer. There will be informational meeting Tuesday, August 29th at 6 p.m. in room 902 in the Freshman Academy to give you all the information you need to know. Scan the QR code for more information or contact Mrs. B at the email address shown here.
From preparing for the next chapter in life to stepping out on the stage, our focus now turns to the performing arts.
That's right. Mara Nicholson will be bringing us our first ever edition of Behind the Curtain, which features the more artistic side of Homestead.
Welcome to Behind the Curtain. I'm Mara Nicholson, and this is a new segment on HHS In Depth about all the things performing arts. Although no performing arts are actively competing, almost all of them are already practicing and rehearsing, the largest group being Homestead Spartan Alliance Marching Band and the Homestead Color Guard. They previously held auditions in early June this summer and now have a group of over 200 students. They have been hard at work all summer long with a summer band boot camp, along with practices 5 days a week for about 2.5 hours, totaling around 12.5 hours per week, just in practice time alone. However, this progressing marching band show would not have been possible without the new marching band director, Mr. Kane, and the new assistant, Mr. Schilling.
I think both of the new directors this year are a really great addition to our faculty, and they are going to take our band program to amazing heights this year, and it's going to be great. They really do want us to enjoy the season and have fun, but then we're also working on the self-discipline and keeping ourselves focused and motivated during rehearsal, which will help us win more competitions. Something that I really like about Mr. Kane is how he takes the time to check in on all his members, and he's very considerate. And I like that Mr. Schilling really drives the rehearsal etiquette, and he's not afraid to keep everyone accountable.
Not only are the marching bands and color guards working hard, the jazz band has already started rehearsing 2 pieces in order to prepare for their next concert. Their upcoming pieces are A Warm Breeze by Sammy Nestico and Big Dipper by Thad Jones. If you have any interest in joining jazz band, there are openings in Jazz 3 during the semester change. JV Dance has 2 practices last week, and varsity will begin practices this upcoming week, working off their mini choreo exercises. Meanwhile, their teacher, Mrs. Lombardo, is currently adjusting to her new schedule.
Big change for me this year. This is my 11th year here at Homestead, but it's my first year being considered 5/7s and not 3/7s anymore. It has been wonderful. I wouldn't say there's been challenges, it's just been an adjustment, but overall it's been amazing, awesome to be here, and awesome to provide another space and another opportunity for more dancers to grow.
That will be all for today on Behind the Curtain. I know we didn't cover all of the performing arts at Homestead, but if you are in any activity that has performances, auditions, or rehearsals currently going on or happening soon, please contact the email down below and we will include your group in the next edition. For Behind the Curtain, I'm Mara Nicholson. Back to you, Morgan and Sophie.
Thanks, Mara. Along with the new Behind the Curtain segment, there are many new things to see this school year, including a new administrator. Reporter Graham DeWitt introduces us to Assistant Principal Mr. Werth, as he explains his future goals for Homestead.
With Mr. Clark becoming the new principal at Woodside, his administrative position here at Homestead was left open. And over the summer, Sachs found our new assistant principal, Mr. Werth, who is already enjoying his time here.
I think just the fast pace, the kids are great, everybody's really been helpful, and just the chance to work where my kids go to school, it's a great place to work, and when that opportunity came, I couldn't say no.
This is not Mr. Werth's first time being a school administrator, as he used to work at schools in Huntington. While he's excited for the opportunity to work at Homestead, just like any other job, there are challenges that come at the beginning.
For the last 29 years, I was a teacher and an assistant principal and a principal. You build a lot of relationships with people you work with and with the students, so just rebuilding those is something I have to do, but I miss the people that I used to work with, for sure.
All the principals here at Homestead kind of have duties that are specific to them. What is it that you do specifically compared to the other assistant principals?
Lots of different things. I work with the sophomores who are having attendance problems, special ed issues and those sort of things. But one of the things I'm working on right now specifically is getting our student section going for this year.
Mr. Werth is looking forward to connecting with students and a great first year at Homestead. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Graham DeWitt.
Thanks, Graham. As the school undergoes constant changes, let's now explore the upcoming club schedule and opportunities for students. Minority Student Union will meet today after school in room 611 until 3:45 p.m. The Homestead Book Club will meet Tuesday, August 22nd after school in room 117. Yearbook Club will meet Tuesday, August 22nd after school in Miss Barrett's room. Creative Writing Club will meet on Wednesday, August 23rd after school in room 932 until 3:45 p.m.
More clubs taking place over the next week. Anime Club will meet Thursday, August 24th after school until 3:30 p.m. in room 924. Homestead Business Club will meet on Wednesday, August 23rd after school in room 529. Interact Club will meet on Wednesday, August 23rd after school in room 902. Now, or National Organization for Women, will meet on Wednesday, August 23rd after school in room 119. Dungeons & Dragons Club will be meeting in the cafeteria right after school on Thursday, August 24th. And finally, Math Club will meet Thursday, August 24th after school until 4 p.m. in room 931. Don't forget to check the Homestead announcements page for more information on all of our after-school clubs.
In this year's first Down to the Wire, fall sports have already started for some teams, including some big results. And our football team kicks off their season tonight with a big one at home against Carmel. I'll be back a little later on with all those details.
We're back on HHS In Depth. Weather reporter Hunter Wise is in the studio, ready to fill you in on what next week's weather has to offer.
Thanks, Morgan and Sophia. Tonight will be a high of 76 with a low of 53. A few clouds for now, but they should clear up in time for kickoff, which will be in the low 70s. This weekend is the perfect time to go outside and relax, with temperatures on Saturday in the low 80s and continuing to heat up on Sunday with a high of 90. Moving past the weekend, there will be intermittent clouds throughout the week, and on Monday, it'll feel more August-like, and it'll be a staggering 90 degrees. That heat should hold up for most of the week, with it cooling off slightly on Thursday with a high of 85. As the weekend draws closer, I hope everyone has plans for the weekend, whether that is sleeping or being with friends. And if you're attending the football game, I would suggest to bring a light sweatshirt since it'll start to get chilly as the night progresses. Best of luck for our football team. Morgan, Sophia, back to you.
Thank you, Hunter. I'm sure by now everyone has noticed the time change to the everyday school schedule. But how have students been adjusting to it? Reporter Matthias Arizmendi is in now to share the reactions and reasons behind this.
Whether you're unbothered by it or hate it, the schedule change is here, and students, staff, and teachers have all had over a week to adjust to the new times. Here are some of their opinions.
5 minutes doesn't feel like it would be that big of a change. In a lot of ways, I don't think it is.
I think it's very big difference because of the fact of there's these 2 buses that are going through neighborhoods now. And I feel like sometimes when I see the middle school bus, I think I'm missing my bus. But in reality, the Homestead bus is a lot later than the middle school bus. But I do enjoy it because we get a bus all to ourselves.
Both teachers and students experience their school day differently. But what does this actually mean?
I drop off my son a little bit earlier to make sure I'm here for our meetings or the things we have in the morning on time. So that's a small change. And then just when a period ends, I feel like has been one of the biggest things I'm adjusting to still.
Remember the new times when class ends are very difficult because I really don't know when lunch is supposed to start, when anything's supposed to end. I just guess or hope the bell stops. Meantime, what I'm doing, or I got nothing special to do at the end of class.
Due to being short on bus drivers, it doesn't seem like the time will be changing again anytime soon. But even then, most students seem to enjoy not having such a crowded bus. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Matthias Arizmendi.
Thank you, Matthias. Now that we've covered the latest schedule changes, let's jump into sports. In Down to the Wire, Matthew Otten will give us our first sports update of this school year.
Welcome to the first Down of the Wire of the year. I'm Matthew Otten. Well, after tonight, the fall sports season will officially be underway for all of our Spartan teams this year. Still, lots of amazing results happened over the course of the week with all of our other fall sports. Starting with our boys and girls cross-country teams. Both teams competed at the Holcomb-Karam Invite last weekend with big results. Both the girls and boys teams took first place, which included overall first place finishes by Addison Canablo and Evan McMahon. All 10 varsity runners between both teams finished in their respective top 25 of each race. Both the girls and the boys teams will be back in action tomorrow morning as they will compete in the Zionsville Invite. Switching over to our girls golf team, they competed this week and shot a solid 151 at Stonehenge. Scarlett Sank shot 36, Cassidy Ayers shot 37, and Eliza Saul and Bree Knoll shot a 39. Congratulations and good luck as they will be in action tomorrow at Warsaw. Next, our girls volleyball team competed against Bishop Luers for their home opener and dominated the Knights 3-0. Kate Jackway had 17 assists, Addie Tyndall had 13 kills, and Madeline Sipe had 10 digs. Congratulations and best of luck this weekend as they will play in the Penn tournament. There will be a brief boys basketball meeting on Thursday, August 24th in the Spartan Arena at 2:40 for anyone interested in trying out for the boys basketball team who is currently not in a fall sport. And finally, Interact Club will be doing face painting at tonight's home football game and all of this season's home games. For a donation of $1, you can get your face painted to support the Spartans, as well as a good cause. All proceeds will be donated to Big Brothers Big Sisters at the end of the football season. And speaking of our football team, they kick off their season tonight at home against the Carmel Greyhounds. Kickoff is at 7:30 tonight, and tonight's theme is Jersey Night. Good luck to our football team and all of our fall sports teams in action this weekend. That'll do it for this week's Down to the Wire. I'm Matthew Otten.
All right, thank you, Matthew. I'm definitely going to the football game tonight. What about you, Morgan?
I wouldn't miss it. Remember to wear your jerseys.
This has been HHS In Depth. Make sure to check out our socials for updates on the HHS In Depth team and our upcoming projects.
There are only 9 weeks of school left until fall break and 19 weeks until the semester ends. Have an amazing rest of your Friday, Homestead, and we'll catch you back here again next week.
See you next week. Stay safe.